Hello, everyone. We are back again with another episode of The Strength Within. As you can see, we're featuring a new face. Yeah, it goes by the name of Chico. So today we're going to talk about our issue, where we are, you know, anchored on. So why aren't youths waking up to opportunities, guys? This is our topic for today. Okay, who is going to start with the opening?
Actually, that's an interesting topic. I think when we go into details, each and everyone out there is going to learn one or two things from our topic. So I think on my side, I think one of the reasons why youths are not waking up is they lack opportunities.
Okay.
One of the reasons is that they lack opportunities and the the places they are in is one of the reasons why they're not finding themselves where they're supposed to find themselves. So when you find yourself into places where there are a lot of opportunities, I think it will be even easy for you to be elevated here and there. So that's on my side.
Okay, so just to add on opportunities, I think opportunities develop in the mind.
Oh, just a
So
minute. Do you mind getting the mic?
okay, just to bounce back on the point. So the point I was trying to stress is opportunities develop in the mind. Psychologically, when you envision something that you want to do, it starts in the brain. So you make a roadmap of where you want to be.
A go.
Yes. So like you make a goal. Yes, exactly. So everything starts in the mind. So if you tell your mind to be lazy and not to be opportunistic, you find that you won't do the thing that you want. So opportunities start in the mind. Yes. So that's what I wanted to add on.
So okay, you guys, we need to ask this question. How does one come up with a goal? How do youths realize that? How do they know? Or how can they know like there's a goal?
I think let me respond to your question, Justin. Like
Mhm.
my colleague here just said it. I think everything starts from the mind. Once you want to become something, it has to start from the mind because you can't just be somewhere that you haven't yet, that you didn't plan. You cannot become something that you didn't even think of.
Exactly.
So first thing you have to discover yourself and discover the things that you want to venture in. What is it that you want to become? And then it starts from there.
Okay, because it's
Yeah,
really hard for someone just to wake up and find themselves in a cool place where they start learning new things. So
exactly.
it has to start somewhere. Let me say inside the home. We have parents who can guide us. With our peers. you know so it starts somewhere for you to see a vision, for you to have a goal. You need to be motivated. Yeah, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So like just to add on your question.
Mhm.
So are you satisfied with the question? Because what I wanted to add on is on the point of goal setting. Since you talked about goals, right?
Yes, yes.
So for you to like have a clear roadmap, you need to set your goals. So meaning you have to have a time frame.
Okay.
So on the time frame first, you have to consider these facts like when do you actually want this thing to be in actualization. So time frame, it is very important when you're setting up goals. You have to look at the time frame because you can't set a goal of like maybe in 2 months maybe you want to buy the latest maybe iPhone 17 Pro Max in 2 months, but
That's crazy.
yeah,
Not an
you guess.
example.
So on that point, on the time frame, you can't set a time frame whereby you know that the resources that you have don't even back up that time
they
frame.
don't they don't even reach
Yeah.
those
Exactly.
standards now.
Yes, they don't even reach those standards. So when you're so you have to figure out the problem first. The problem, then you figure out the resources that you want. Then the resources will actually determine the time frame that you're going to achieve that thing. So goal setting is very, very much important. So like many youths out there, you know what they lack? They don't know how to set their goals. And if I may ask here, one, two, three, how many of us have journals that we jot down everything that we need to do in a day?
Ish.
Because maybe I'll give this an example. When I just bump into Justin on the road, why Justin? nipeleke Zeko. Always Justin will just shift from where he was going. He will follow me because he didn't set up the goals
Change
that
of
he wanted
plan.
to.
Change of
Yes, just
plan.
change his plans
Wow.
randomly.
That's really deep, guys. That's really deep. I'm telling you. Exactly. Goals are important. You need to know where you're going. Distractions are always there, but how do you manage to control? Do you let distractions control you, or you control the distractions?
That's deep.
That's deep. Yeah. So again, let me just add on something from what he just said. I think when doing something, do something because you want that thing to be done, not because other people are doing it. Because that's the way forward. In short, so if you want to become something, don't compete in in situations where you don't even know. So when you want to do something, make sure that you focus on your targets that you have. Don't be influenced by others, because becoming what you want is not an easy thing. You have to go through predicament and terrible situation for you to become what you think about. So uh, that's the reason I think that's one of the reasons why people don't really become what they think about, because there are a lot of distractions. Like he just gave an example. Justin is going somewhere. He hasn't even reached his destination, but when someone comes in and tells Justin, let's do this kind of a thing, you shift from the right lane, you go to something else that you didn't even expect. So I think staying focused, you should be reminding yourself, what is it that you want to become, and what is it that has to be done for you to become what you want to become.
Wow.
Yeah,
Opportunities, guys.
yeah.
Yeah, opportunities. Let's stick to that. Opportunities. How does one find an opportunity? How does one create an opportunity?
Yeah, so we're
Why
just
why are we not waking up? We've talked about goals. What else? Maybe we can also include fear.
Yeah.
fear.
Yeah, fear.
Okay.
Hmm.
So on fear, I think fear. Okay, everything develops in the mind. I'll just stick to the mind because fear starts in the mind
Yeah,
because it's like fear of the unknown. Some people they don't want to do something because they haven't experienced that thing. So that's fear of the unknown.
Hmm.
So once you train up your mind into doing new things, like developing new skills, everything, I'm telling you, you pass that point whereby you do not fear anything. Because even when you want to when you want to know maybe if there's an opportunity in the community,
Hmm.
when we talk about entrepreneurship, when you know that this place wama kulimalashai, like malasha siapezeka pezeka. But instead of you, that fear of, especially us gents, we can't sell those things. No, nikaenda parode, when they find me parode, no selling malasha,
Yeah,
chan you,
yeah,
because that fear that you have makes
yes.
you not develop.
yeah,
So fear of the unknown, or maybe it's a some sort of stigma, whereby you just fear things because no, because you can't do this because you're a man or you're a woman or whatever.
Which is really bad. And
Yeah.
your friends are, they're getting rich, they're getting experience in terms of business wise. Then
Mm,
you're just behind saying like, no, sinifunandana, no one is sinifunandana. Bro, you're doing it for yourself, man. Wake
mm.
up.
wake up.
This
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
time. No one will come like, no, Tio Kashteva. So this is the time you need to wake up. Forget about who is going to say this and say that. You need to do it for yourself. Don't, you know, I feel like we chase the wrong things at the end of the day. Okay, you need to tell yourself this. There's failure, things will pass. You start a business, you need to understand like it won't be easy. There are going to be days that you're going to lose money. There are going to be days that you're not going to have customers. But you need to have that positivity in whatever you're doing. So that okay, everything is going to be okay. No matter the outcome, just be with that positivity. Yeah, that's what I can say. Just continue believing in yourself and what you're doing.
Okay, so let me add up as well. I think each and every person has to always take advantage of fear. How do you take advantage of fear? Just involve yourself into something that you are scared of. If that thing didn't work out, collect experience and move on. Because
Can you
it,
explain more on that?
let me say maybe there's a business that I want to start,
Yeah.
and then I'm scared because other people are doing that business, and then they are saying this business is not taking me where I want to be. So just because other people are saying this business, I'm not succeeding in this business, you also back up and avoid trying it out.
Exactly.
So you shouldn't be avoiding each and everything. So try something when it's not going to work out, collect experience and move on. And again, I think there are some types of fear according to how I see it. There's a social fear where we feel scared to interact with people, and where we feel scared to express how we feel. That's one of the types of fear. And then there's physical fear. I think for physical fear, it's important to each and everyone, because this one involves you your physical
Appearance.
your physical being. In short, maybe an injury or something. When you play, I'll give an example. When you play with a knife, there's that part of you that tells you if you play with a knife in this kind of a way, you're going to cut yourself. That kind of a fear is important. So again, there's a psychological fear where you are scared of doing something. You are scared of failure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think when you categorize or separate fear in those three types, I think it will be even important for you to select which one is important and which one you have to be tolerating.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so how do we overcome this fear? How does one how are we going to advise someone who is watching? How do we overcome all these fears?
Okay,
Mhm.
so when overcoming fears. Okay, so one thing I was taught is if you want to overcome anything, you have to face it.
Exactly.
So it takes you being courageous or bold.
Okay.
You just have to face your fears. If it means catching it or strangling it on the neck,
Do so.
do so by all means. So I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
My brother here, Ivan, had stressed the point on experience. So the question that I'm going to ask is experience the best teacher?
Yes, it is.
It is. Yeah. On my side, it is. I don't
Yeah,
know someone out there, but on
Yeah,
my
it
side,
is.
it is. It's the greatest teacher of all. I
You
think.
fail, you fail. You just learn a lot,
Yeah, we just learn a lot
and we learn a lot
because you've
through
been
failure.
there before. Unlike a situation where you are being told something, like even in colleges, universities, or rather education institutions, I think when you go for practicals, it's even easy for you to fathom or collect
Yeah,
what you are learning. In
to know
short,
exactly what happens when you
yeah,
mix.
theory and practical are two different things. So for myself, I'll go for practical. Yeah.
Yeah, I may continue. Or you want me to explain again?
Yes.
You want me to explain about experience?
Yeah. It
Okay.
seems that you
Okay, you
yeah.
know, we're living in a society where people say a lot of things, right?
Mm.
Example, I'll give business wise. Let me say, maybe ukayambaya malasha, ukagulisako chemana mabagi yari 5 uzablo cash and shine. But yet you haven't even tried. You haven't
Yeah.
even tried. Try, you see how you're going to strategize yourself. People say a lot of things. Some people have jealousy. That's one thing you have to understand. Not everyone are going to give you my right advices or anything. You need to try out something for you to find out the truth. If it's in business, you try out to work out, okay, how much profit can I make from this type of business? Okay. Quite all right, you may research, but you have said, and you need an answer. Experience is the best teacher. Why? Because you have been in that field before. You know how it feels. You know how it tastes. So you know exactly, even though someone tells you something, either they are lying or they're telling the truth.
Okay, so just to add on experience is the best teacher. So I'm reminded of a story of this man who created the first light bulb.
Okay.
He tried many times. He tried many times.
Exactly.
So as you are trying, you gain experience. So indeed, experience is the best teacher. So we should not look down on the older generation or maybe our parents or our grandparents. So let us just find time to sit down with them. Hey, get to one or two things. You learning
Doesn't
doesn't
stop.
end.
Doesn't
Yeah,
Yeah.
end.
it
Yeah.
doesn't end. It doesn't
And
stop,
it will never.
and it will never stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think learning also makes people humble, because
Mm.
the more you learn, the more you realize that there are a lot of things that you have to know.
Don't just become a master of
Yeah,
too much.
yeah, yeah.
Just
There is
keep it
no
on
one who
that.
knows everything.
Yeah.
So
So Ivani, on your side, on how to overcome fear.
on how to overcome fear,
Yes.
I think fear can only be overcome by involving yourself in something that you are scared of doing. That's the only way. You
Okay.
collect experience, like I said, you face what you are scared of, um, try it out. If it's not working, then try something else. That one is psychological fear, where you are scared of failure or succeeding in a certain field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I feel like also, yeah, I'll just add on to what the guys have said. I feel like maybe accepting how things are and moving on from one point to another. Just like I said, we live in a different world now. Like we have AI, a lot of things are full of lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one way you can overcome fear is by, if you're a lonely person, find a circle or just find someone. If you're not comfortable with your parents, but you play with a certain group, maybe you interact with a certain guy, anyone just who you feel like, okay, they can teach you something. You need to be motivated. You need to try out. For you to try out that new thing, it's not easy. We know it's not easy just to go out there and start doing whatever you want to do. But just give it a try and see how the results are going to come out.
Okay.
So accept the situation and say, okay, I can do it. Self belief is really important.
Then one point I wanted to stress about fear is um one thing that makes people to fear certain things is because they do not want to adjust to the modern times. We
Okay.
have people who are still sticking to maybe things that they used to do maybe in my 1920s, 1920s, because up and now we live in a world where there's technology. So everything is now digitalized. So there are people that fear to use these tools, maybe AI. Mm.
Gen Z.
Hey, the Gen Zs are the ones taking storm. Huh?
Mm.
People are fearing to use these modern tools. If we look at maybe this old generation of our parents, if you tell them no, you can use Facebook to market your things. No, they'll tell you no, they're scammers, they're whatsoever. That fear is the one that comes in. You see, like most of the big businesses that are progressing are using these things. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
True.
are, they are they are making sure that they utilize these AIs, these whatsoever's, because we've seen now everyone is now a storyteller because AI has made everything possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's
Easy.
corrects your
easy.
grammar, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to add.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's great.
that's okay. Maybe we can wrap up. Anything else you guys would want to say? You know?
I think he's from saying something. So let me start.
Mm.
Uh, where should I start from? Should I start from fear or experience?
No, maybe you can just more like you're summarizing, or you can just say,
Okay.
yeah.
So what I would just say to my colleagues out there that are able to watch our video, I think no one knows everything, and when you want to do something, don't think of what people are going to think of you. Just try it out. If it's not going to work out, collect experience and stop complaining, because complaints will never solve anything. Complaints will never solve anything. So collect experience and then move on. And then when it comes to fear, you have to try something out. And then if it produces something that disgusts you, then at least you've collected experience, and then you just do something else. And again, when it comes to physical fear has to be tolerated by everyone, because you might be driving a car and then you are on a maximum speed.
Shades.
When the subconscious of yourself is telling you to slow down, do it, because you know the result. If you won't slow down, you involve yourself in an accident.
Crash, crash.
So let's know how to use these things like fear, experience, and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and on my last point, I would just say like, let's mind our circle, the people we interact with, the people we're found with. Yeah, it's really important. You're, I don't know what I can say, but yeah, if you see someone who is doing well and you're able to approach them, it's the time is now. Go to them, seek advice, help each other where you can. Even that person doesn't know what you know. You know, just like he said, no one knows everything. So yeah, reach out to see the results. Yeah, it has been a good time with the gents. Yeah, and more is coming, guys.
Yeah,
Please
more
stay
is
tuned,
coming.
subscribe. Yeah, share the message. Yeah, it has been your guy,
And
Justin.
share your thoughts in the comment section.
Definitely. Please, we
Definitely.
want to hear your views.
Yeah.
Sharp.